Hi, guys. So if we continue in South America, let's go to page 202. Lesson section 3 of South America, Venezuela and the Guianas. If you live there, you've come from your home in eastern Venezuela to visit the nearby country of Suriname. Your visit is full of surprises. As you walk along the streets of the country's capital, Paramaribo, people are not speaking Spanish, but Dutch, English, and some languages you don't even recognize. You see Hindu temples and Muslim mosques alongside the Christian churches. Why is Suriname so different from Venezuela? Building background: Venezuela, like Colombia, was once a Spanish colony, but the Guianas were colonized by other nations, Great Britain, the Netherlands, and France. When these countries gained independence, British Guiana became Guyana and Dutch Guiana became Suriname. History and culture of Venezuela. Venezuela was originally the home of many small tribes of South American Indians. Those groups were conquered by the Spanish in the early 1500s. Through Venezuela became independent from Spain in the early 1800s. Those 3 centuries of Spanish rule shaped the country's history and culture. Spanish settlement and colonial rule. The Spanish came to Venezuela hoping to find gold and pearls. They forced the native Indians to search for those treasures, but they finally realized there was little gold to be found. Then the Spanish turned to agriculture, once again forcing the Indians to do the work. They grew indigo, which is a plant used to make a deep blue dye. Because the work was very hard, many of the Indians died. Then the Spanish began bringing enslaved Africans to take the Indians' places. Eventually, some of the slaves escaped, settling in remote areas of the country. 202. Independence and self-rule. Partly because the colony was so poor, some people in Venezuela revolted against Spain. Simón Bolívar helped lead the fight against Spanish rule. Bolívar is considered a hero in many South American countries because he led wars of independence throughout the region. Bolívar helped win Venezuelan independence from Spain by 1821. However, Venezuela did not officially become independent until 1830. Throughout the 1800s, Venezuelans suffered from dictatorships and civil wars. Venezuela's military leaders ran the country. After oil was discovered in the early 1900s, some leaders kept the country's oil money for themselves. As a result, the people of Venezuela did not benefit from their country's oil wealth. People and culture. The people of Venezuela are descended from Indians, Europeans, and Africans. The majority of Venezuelans are of mixed Indian and European descent. Indians make up only 2% of the population. People of European descent tend to live in large cities. People of African descent tend to live along the coast. Most Venezuelans are Spanish-speaking Roman Catholics, but the country's Indians speak 25 different languages and follow the religious practices of their ancestors. Venezuelan culture includes dancing and sports. Venezuela's national dance, called the Joropo, is a lively, foot-stomping couples dance. Large crowds of Venezuelans attend rodeo events. Baseball and soccer are also popular throughout Venezuela. 204. Venezuela today. Many Venezuelans make a living by farming and ranching. However, most wealthy Venezuelans have made money in the country's oil industry. In addition, Venezuela's government has also benefited from oil wealth. Agriculture and ranching. Rural areas of Venezuela are dotted by farms and ranches. Northern Venezuela has some small family farms as well as large commercial farms. Llaneros, or Venezuelan cowboys, herd cattle on many ranches of the Llaneros region. However, some small communities of Indians practice traditional agriculture. Economy and natural resources. In the 1960s, Venezuela began earning huge sums of money from oil production. This wealth allowed part of the population to buy luxuries. However, the vast majority of the population still lived in poverty. Many of Venezuela's poor people moved into the cities to try to find work. Some settled on the outskirts in the communities of shacks. They had no running water, sewers, or electricity.